welcome to our pre-launch stream for Dragon Quest Treasures. How is everyone doing today? So this is our pre-launch stream for Dragon Quest Treasures, which is releasing on Nintendo Switch in just 2 days now.
December 9th.
December 9th, yes. So who are we exactly? What are we doing here?
Who am I? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm Flannery Dunn. I am one of the marketing managers on Dragon Quest Treasures.
And I am Joshua from the community department here at Square Enix America. And what we're going to be doing on this stream is we're going to be playing through an early portion of Dragon Quest Treasures. So this is about 30-40 minutes in. We're still kind of on the tail end of the tutorial, so there might be some like little tips and things we should be doing in the game. But we're going to be going through that portion, showing you off getting treasures, fighting monsters, some monster abilities. We'll get into more details later. But we're also going to be doing, I think most importantly for some of you in chat, we're going to be doing some giveaways for some Nintendo Switch codes. We're going to be giving away codes for the EU region and for the North American region. You can check the rules. So the sweepstakes is not open yet, but if you want to check the rules ahead of time, it's going to be !rules in chat.
We do love the excitement, though.
We do love the excitement. We already saw some of the commands, which I'm not going to say now in case some of you decide to type it. But we saw those earlier in chat. But so check the rules for more details, but they are going to be for the 50 states of the US of A, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, Canada, including Quebec, the United Kingdom, excluding the British Overseas Territories, and Germany and France, excluding Overseas France. There are more details, !rules. See a lot of you in chat already typing that. Good, please read it. And we'll be doing those giveaways about 20-40 minutes in. So I think without further ado, let's just go into the gameplay. While we're on the gameplay, what is Dragon Quest Treasures, Flannery?
Great, cool. Let me give you a quick synopsis. So, Dragon Quest Treasures follows the childhood adventures of Eric and Mia. As many of you might know, Eric and Mia are from Dragon Quest XI, so we're excited to see them back, figure out what happened in their childhood. So, players are going to take control of Eric and Mia, hunt for lots of luxurious loot, fight lots of monsters, recruit some well-meaning monsters, and of course, defend their hull from plunderers. So we got a lot going on in this game.
Gotcha. And so for people like me, disclosure, I have not finished a Dragon Quest game. I played Dragon Quest IX a little bit, but for someone like me, can I still enjoy this gameplay?
Absolutely. You do not need to have played Dragon Quest XI or any of the Dragon Quest titles to enjoy Dragon Quest Treasures.
Wow, I'm already getting some bad-mouthing in chat. I'm sorry, everyone. Yes, I am a fake Square Enix employee, but So even though I'm asking that as if I've never played this game, I have been playing a couple hours of it, and I am loving it. Even though I've never played Dragon Quest, I get some of the references, I've seen here and there. But this has been a blast, and I can't wait to show you guys.
Basically, we're making you a Dragon Quest convert.
Yes, basically with this. I think without further ado, we'll just go ahead and start going through the game. So this is about 30-40 minutes in. Can we explain kind of what happened up to this point?
Cool, yeah. So Eric and Mia, obviously, enjoying their adventures on a Viking longship. They end up meeting these two otherworldly creatures called, right over here, Persula and Porcus. Persula and Porcus lead them to find these dragon daggers, which they pull out, and then they are whisked away to the island of Draconia, the floating island of Draconia, actually, where they are now going to be hunting for these 7 fabled dragon stones. So this is right at the beginning of their adventure where they're figuring everything out, so the journey has just begun.
Okay, and so after the opening portion, we arrive at this station. So you see
Mr. Houston.
Mr. Houston, he's got a little conductor outfit. So we arrive here in Draconia. This is kind of the hub of the game, and we're going to be exploring different islands in Draconia. So what we're doing is, as you saw earlier, this station is a bit in need of quite a bit of repair. And so we're going to be helping Mr. Houston repair this and sort of reestablish those lines to the different train stations. Or, train stations, I guess we can call them.
The stations, absolutely correct. Yeah, the train stations are the best way to travel around the floating islands of Draconia, and there's a lot to see and do, so let's get started.
We had a couple tutorials before this where we met a couple people at the station of how to recruit monsters, and I'll show that more in detail later, and how to rearrange a party. But so for this early portion of the tutorial, he's going to be having us do some things to help out, fix out, get the station up and running.
Yeah, if you can't tell, it's in a little bit of state of disrepair, so we want to make sure that we get this home base up and running, make it spick and span.
Gotcha. So we are going to the Paternoggin, so that's one of the regions, or one of the islands in the game?
Yes, there are, like I mentioned, there are 6 floating islands: Cinderback Ridge, the Paternoggin. So there's the mainland even. Basically, the islands were formed off of the bodies of 2 ancient dragons. So there's a lot of cool references and lots of really cool settings to explore.
So I see somebody typing the sweepstakes command. It is not open yet. We'll be doing that in about 15 or so minutes. Don't worry, guys. So we're gonna end the stream right here. I'm gonna say nope. I'm not gonna help out.
Yeah. Game over.
Please. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna help them out. Don't worry. All right. The company is saved. So before we get carried away, I must let you know that there's a fair bit of work to be done. Yes.
We need to help him out. I think we should help him out. I mean, Eric and Mia are pretty helpful people.
They're pretty helpful, yeah. The beginning of the game, they're kind of, they were going out looking for treasure. They happened to stumble upon this other world, but we're going to help them out anyway.
I know. This is like right at the very beginning, so we're excited to kind of show off just exactly some of the mechanics. This is a perfect place for anyone who hasn't really been keeping up to date with Dragon Quest treasures to kind of dive in and get a first peek. We'll be, introducing a lot of the game mechanics and really getting a taste of like how everything works together. It's a really fun blend of things to do. I'm excited to dive into the treasure hunting mechanics in particular. I think that's what makes this game so unique is obviously it's called Dragon Quest Treasures, so the treasure hunting element is of course the core feature and one of the most fun things you can do.
Right. And so this tutorial that's going through, so I'm not reading through the tutorial, I'll explain it more instead of just reading through the text. But so one of the 3 objectives that he's having us do is recruiting an orc. So we can also recruit monsters to help us find treasures. In this case, we're looking for an orc. We're going to be recruiting a couple other monsters during this stream. So then the 3rd one is we're getting a Sanguinite.
And the Sanguinite will basically help us reactivate the train platform. So Sanguinite is a very valuable resource for us intrepid treasure hunters.
Yeah, so we're going to be gathering... So during the stream, we're just getting the 1 Sanguinite, but we are going to be needing more as we play through the game to unlock those additional stations.
Yes.
Travel on a little more. So one thing is, I believe, what's going to happen right here. So at the beginning of the stream, we're playing as Mia, but we're going to actually swap over to Eric. So this is only for the story, like this story sequence of the game we're switching over, but after this tutorial sequence, which we won't be able to show on stream unfortunately, you can switch between them freely.
You can switch between them freely at the home base. And so if you mind doing a 360 pan around, this is your home base. It's kind of where you will be coming back to get your treasure appraised, to get to the personnel department, which help you recruit monsters. So this is your home base. You can, make it as lovely as you choose to be. So once we,
So as I mentioned, so we can switch between them freely at the home base.
Yes.
What we do is actually just come over here to this fireplace. You just say, hey, I want to swap with you, Mia, and then they do a cute little, I think we just saw there, the little high five.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And then you just swap between them. So that can only be done at the home base. Otherwise, yeah. And the home base is also where we recruit monsters. We only have the 3 at the moment. We have the Draki. We have this unique slime, I believe was Gunther.
I love the name.
And then we had Uzabella.
Uzabella is absolutely one of my favorite monsters in this game. Not only because she's a cutie slime, but she is the cutest of the cutie slimes. Uzabella is also just such a great name.
Exactly. And so those 3 were recruited for the story sequence, but the monsters after this are all basically freely recruitable.
Yep, and they all have fantastic names, so I cannot wait for you guys to go see what fantastic names are out there.
And so, again, this is sort of the tutorial sequence, so we only have access to these 2 areas, but after this, actually, I believe all of these islands that you see will be unlocked.
Yes.
So, just for this little tutorial sequence, we can only go to the Snouterhorn on the Paternoggin.
Yes, and I saw a question in chat, is there Japanese voices?
Good question. Once this cutscene is over, let me answer that. Well, it's yes. Just to not keep you in suspense, but you can switch between English and Japanese voice acting freely from the menu, and you don't have to restart the game, go to the title screen or anything. It's just instant.
And I saw another question in chat. Let's see. Can you fuse these monsters? No, you cannot fuse the monsters in this title.
So yeah, here's the party. Uzabella, Gunther, and Vampella was their name. So if you want to swap over to Japanese, was I already in Japanese? I was already in Japanese this whole time. So I guess you answered. Yeah, anyway, there was English and Japanese the whole time because it was already in Japanese. But you can switch between the Japanese. We're gonna keep it in English now that you've already heard the Japanese. Let's go ahead and keep it there. All right, so now we are on the powder noggin. So in the tutorial, we explored some of this area. We didn't explore the rest of the area. So we're gonna go down to these 3 objectives here. And so if you go over to quests, we can actually see which objectives are currently available. So we need to gather some royal soil. We gotta scout an orc. We gotta obtain some sanguinite. I'm just gonna tag one of them. And then when I set it on the current objective, you can only have one current objective at a time, but you can still complete them. This is just, it'll mark the little exclamation point. So you can still do the other ones, it's just that was the one with the orange spikes on top of it.
The orange spikes, yes.
Orange spikes. So, Dragon Quest Treasures, one of the things that immediately stood out to me, so this is the first thing I did, and what I'm going to do right now is I want to get to the top of this building right here. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with fortes. So what are fortes?
So fortes are the abilities that your monsters basically help you with. There's a bunch of different forte abilities. For example, let's show off what the slime's forte is.
Yeah, so normally if I'm just trying to jump up normally, I can't really get up there. But with the fortes, so you see here we have the 2 slimes with the up arrow. What that is, the launch, I believe is what it's
Yes.
called. So that'll get me some verticality. And I can keep doing that. There's a short cooldown on it. It's not like mana based or anything.
No, just cooldown. And the cooldowns vary depending on the forte.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the neat thing about it, we're going to see more of the area, is, at least from what I've played, if you see an area, you can pretty much get to it in some way if you have the right fortes.
Yep, it just depends on your party composition. So it really encourages you to check out different playstyles. Like if you're like, oh, that slime's really cute, I want to keep it in my party. But honestly, you might need to get a Draki to start gliding to other places. So it really gets you to change up your composition, try out new combinations, and see what you can accomplish.
And would you look at that? There happened to be a treasure chest up here. I totally didn't know it was already here.
Totally.
But so that is one reason to sort of like, it rewards your love for exploration, is you might find treasures. And we actually found a medal, which before I get up to the top there, we'll show off medals. So medals are equipable like accessories, and they increase your stats. So they give you and your monsters a power boost. Every medal is different. So I'm just gonna throw on this.
Cool. And Nintendo Fan 37 asks, how do you change out the monsters? Can you do it anywhere? So monsters, you can change out the monsters at your home base at the personnel department with Miss Cecily, and she will help you not only recruit monsters. Oh wait, no, sorry. Backing up a moment. You can recruit monsters through the personnel department with Miss Cecily, and then there is another character called Mr. Muddimer, and he will help change up your party composition.
I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. I know I got up there once before. Believe me. But anyway, so here is actually the upper area of the powder noggin. There's a lower area, but we're just gonna be exploring this area for the tutorial. So pretty much anything you see down there, we can get to.
Yeah, it makes exploration really fun because you can basically choose what you want to do. One of my favorite things about this game, as someone who's had a chance to play it a little bit, is the fact that you can really pick this game up and put it down on the go. So it's obviously a Switch title, which, gives it a lot of flexibility in how you play. So if you only have 15 minutes, you can easily go for a run, find some treasure, head back to base and get it appraised. But if you have a lot of time and you really want to get lost in this game, you really have the ability to do so. So it's really up to you. It doesn't really demand as much as your time. So it's really great for both casual play and for someone who wants to get lost and immerse themselves in the world of Draconia.
And so we're showing off some gameplay right now. As you see, the monsters will attack on their own. They also have their own abilities that they'll automatically use, their own stats. Actually, I can quickly show that right now. I'm just gathering right now. You can forage. So gathering, we'll explain gathering a little bit later, but for the party. So if you go over, if you inspect them, you can see their stats, of course, and you can also see their abilities. This will give you details on what they do. I'm sure if you're already a Dragon Quest fan, you already know that crack deals, ice damage. Again, I have never played a Dragon Quest, so I apologize if I get these incorrect. Flannery, you will...
I got your back.
Yeah, it'll get a wrist slap later on. But yeah, so you can see all their different abilities here. Dragon Attack will show this off a little bit later. But so yeah, they all have their own abilities and different stats. And from what I see later on, I don't know if we'll get a chance to recruit multiples of the same monster, but they will come with different abilities at times, depending on the rarity of the monster, and we'll explain that a little later.
Cool. I've seen some really great questions in chat. Let's see. Super Shinsei 64 says, is this a fully open world, or are there big wide zones you can explore? So There are these are the floating islands of Draconia, so you're not able to go from island to island unless you go to a train station. So you're not required to go back to base every single time. So let's say you get back to the train station on the Paternoggin and you want to go to Cinderback Ridge. You're able to go right back to Cinderback Ridge. So that's kind of your limitation is if you're on the Snouterhorn, you're not going to be able to walk over to another island. You have to take the train stations back and forth.
Gotcha. And so, someone in chat, is there crafting? So yes, there is crafting. We won't be able to show it off in the stream, but some of the descriptions you actually see on the items that I'm picking up, it says it's used for crafting. Another one that said, I believe it was picked up, it says it's used for pellets. So what are pellets? So up until now, you've just been seeing me mash this melee attack, right? But there's another way of attacking from Eric's point of view, is if you hold the R2 or the R trigger, you pull up his catapult.
Yes.
It's called. And so it will lock on an enemy. It can also manually aim, but that is basically a range attack. And when I press Y, you'll see I actually have different types of pellets. So this is essentially how Eric and Mia will have access to the elemental attacks. So you see I've got Frizz, Whoosh, Crag, Zap. These are only some of the pellets. There's so many pellets later on in the game. So this is how, and then also as you notice, it pauses gameplay. So you have time to, scroll to the one you want, then use it. So I don't know what slime is weak to. It's probably weak to everything. And also I don't know if I can get more of these in this opening area, but I can just swap over. Bam. So that is another way of attacking, and it's very smooth if you want to switch between the two. There's also dodge, and I can just switch over and bang like that.
Yeah, and so one of the elements of crafting, as you kind of touched upon, is the fact that you will get access to a facility on your home base called The Works. And Axel, who is the friendly, I believe, Cyclops, he will help you craft pellets using the materials you are collecting on your adventure.
So, just looking at more items. So you see monsters' ability, the wild monsters will use their own attacks as well. Some of their attacks that they use will... don't know what the correct word is, telegraphed. You'll actually see lines on the ground so you can dodge them if you're careful. These ones that you just see the ability that appears above their name, just time the dodge, you can dodge.
And just one thing to quickly note, as I just saw it pop up on screen, if you looked in the right-hand corner, sorry, I always mix up my left and right. It says right there, a shadow has been scouted. So I wanted to touch upon recruiting in this game. So as you are battling these monsters on the field, eventually they become well-meaning monsters and they may want to join your gang. In addition to that, if you really want to, let's say you really want a shadow, let's just forget that we already recruited one for the sake of this hypothetical situation. Let's say, would you mind pulling up your catapult for me in a moment?
Sure.
If you go into your pellets, you can go over to the, right there, the buddy bullet. So the buddy bullet is really interesting. The buddy bullet will increase your likelihood of recruiting a monster. So let's say you really, really love shadows. This one in particular, this is the one you want. It increases your likelihood of scouting it once you hit it. So once it's defeated, it has a better chance of being recruitable in the personnel department. So it's a super helpful feature. In fact, our pre-order bonus currently gives you 15 better buddy bullets, which give you a better likelihood of recruiting monsters.
Yeah, and that helps, because it's not guaranteed, and the better one will help you increase your likelihood of scouting the monster, which I failed to do right there.
The buddy bullet didn't work.
Better buddy bullet.
Lots of alliterations. I've seen some great questions in chat. Steven, I saw you mention, are you able to nickname the monsters? I saw that pop up a few times. Sorry for not answering that sooner. No. However, the monsters have really great names, so you might not even want to nickname them.
Yeah.
Additionally, I saw someone ask, is there multiplayer? There is not multiplayer in this game, but there are some online features. You are able to... we just released more information on it this Monday, actually. So you're basically able to hide treasure within the world and send your friends basically on little mini treasure hunts. So they're able to find replicas of your favorite treasure that you've collected. You're also able to send monsters to your friends' bases, and they can also show off the treasure you've collected, because there are some really cool items to collect in this game and some really cool legacy pieces to look forward to, which I cannot say much about. So if you ask me, I will plead the fifth and have a lot for you guys to look forward to.
And so you mentioned those treasures, and I'm actually going to run over there so we can show off the treasure hunting sequence. I
Yes.
guess is what I call it. There's an official name, and what is that?
It's using your fortune finder. So Eric and Mia, through the use of their dragon daggers, which is the cool little dagger you're using to attack right now, it gives them the ability to use the fortune finder, which we'll kind of go into the mechanics of that in a little bit. I saw a great question asking how many recruitable monsters there are. I used to know off the top of my head, but I actually don't. There's a lot of new variety of monsters in this game that are actually unique to Dragon Quest treasures, and some new monsters entirely that are new to Dragon Quest treasures. For example, the Dragling, which is a cute little dragon. We also have some new variations of monsters that we've seen before, such as the Marble Slime, which is a new type of slime that, you know, kind of has been in the sand, like dune area, so he kind of looks, you know, like some sandstone.
Yeah, he looks like he has like little layers of, I guess, nerve rock. I'm not a geologist. I have no idea how to describe it. You know, the
You're
lines,
not?
the lines in the dirt.
I thought you were a geologist. I feel like you've lied to me.
So another thing. So I was just sort of been mashing the attack button. I'm going to show you what I personally do while like in combat. So this is not like an optimal rotation if any of you want to do like min-maxing. So another thing you can do, being Eric, is he a thief? How would you describe his role in Dragon Quest XI?
Oh goodness. Well, he
Treasure
is.
hunter.
He's definitely the hero's best friend. So he's the first party member you get in Dragon Quest XI. He was in the dungeons, I believe. He is technically, I think his class is a thief, but I just consider him, you know, my favorite. So,
So yeah,
in my heart.
So one of the things he can do in combat, which I just showed there, but we defeated the orc a little too quickly, is if you crouch, if you just press the left stick, you'll get this option to pinch. And so hold the button. He's gonna run up. And if I do this little mini game properly, then I can steal an item. And so that's actually how I open fighting usually, is because it brings you up to the enemy right in their face, and a chance of stealing the item. If you fail, it actually angers them and they go crazy and they attack a lot faster. But what was it? 60% of the time it works every time.
Yes,
basically.
exactly.
Of course, there's no monsters around here, but I'll be doing that a little more during combat. But let's go over to the treasure finding, the treasure fortune finding.
Yeah. As we are making our way over, do we want to do any EU giveaway?
Yeah, I think this is a good time to start our first giveaway. This will be for the EU regions, which I mentioned before. This will be for the United Kingdom, excluding British overseas territories, including Germany and France, and excluding overseas France. So the way it's going to work is, we see now on stream, sweepstakes is it open? Can I get a thumbs up if it is indeed? Yes, okay, so if you type in hashtag sweepstakes in chat, this will enter you in. Again, this is only for an EU... Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up now. Now it is open. So if there was some stream delay, type it in. I don't think you'll get penalized if you type it a second time, just in case. But just go ahead and do that. We'll pick winners in about 5 minutes. And during that 5 minutes, let's just talk about more treasures.
And just as a note, we will be doing North American giveaways a little bit later. So right now, this is for our EU friends. And don't worry, NA, we got you. We got your back.
Yes. So we're going to be picking 3 winners for EU for this giveaway right now. Some things to keep in mind. Please make sure that your DMs or your direct messages on Twitch are open. We're going to be messaging the winners at the end of the stream. So just go ahead and set that right now. Just make sure your DMs are open. And then our account... Square Enix will reach out to you at the end. You don't need to message us. And another thing is, we'll be giving away the codes later in the week after the game releases on Friday.
Yes.
So just keep those things in mind, and let's just talk more about Dragon Quest treasures.
I am always happy to talk more about Dragon Quest treasures.
So what are some other things that we maybe won't be able to show off during this stream today?
So there's some other things like we can dispatch monsters. I mean, we kind of mentioned it. We have the works, we have the cafeteria, we have a lot of home base mechanics. And in addition to that, I don't believe we're going to be able to show off. I think we're actually going to be able to show off a rival battle.
We will be able to show off a very short rival battle. The way it works is there's going to be rival gangs, I believe is what they're called.
Yes.
And so in this World of Draconia, there's a whole bunch of treasure hunting games.
Including?
Everyone's looking game. Oh, you can't see it on the screen right now. But, a lot of people are out there looking for treasure, and some people want to defend their treasure or take your own treasure. And so the rival gangs, it will be a sequence of basically you and your monsters versus them and their monsters.
Yes. It's very fun. We have, I mean, besides all the, rival gangs that will come and try to steal your loot, we have some major gangs like that are kind of like some of the focus of our story. We have the Thunderous Plunderers, which are led by Long John Silverbone and Silverbones, and we also have the Sylphonian Expedition, which we will meet some of their members very shortly. But they are led by Captain Levanter and overseen by the Princess Anemone, who is probably my favorite character in the game. So we won't meet her today, but I am excited for you all to meet her because she is adorable.
Nice.
And a scholar, so
And a scholar.
we like it.
Yeah, and so the dispatching thing you mentioned earlier, so the way dispatching works is, so we have monsters in our party, but we can also send them off to hunt for treasure on their own. And then like after some time has passed, they'll come by and give us those rewards if
Yep.
it was a successful dispatch. So I think now...
So one thing to quickly note about this. Oh, do you want to?
No, go ahead.
It's kind of a feature of the game is your golden ratio. Your monsters all have different, I guess, affinities towards different types of treasure. So like armor or weapons or mystical items. And depending on your monster combination, it'll increase your golden ratio on the island and dispatch missions. And basically what that means is it just increases your likelihood of finding that variation treasure and increases your likelihood of finding more rare treasure. So always want to look for the golden ratio.
Always want to look for the golden ratio. And those are each area, it shifts, I believe, after some time, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, for this segment of time, there might be more likelihood to find armor and weapons. And then it might shift after some time to different ones. So you don't always bring the same monsters necessarily to the same area. It'll change from time to time. And you want to make sure to check that before you go out. So I think now it is time for us to pick our winners for our first giveaway. So drum roll, please. I'm getting a thumbs up. I believe we're gonna pick out the first winner. I think the sweepstakes is already closed, unfortunately. So if you are now typing it, it might be a little too late. Good luck, everyone. Hashtag flan is not. I appreciate it, but it is not the. Not the command. Alright, so our first winner is Prunus. But anyway, good. Congratulations, Prunus.
Woo-hoo. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Make sure your DMs are open. We'll message you after the stream. So we got two more winners. Our next one is. Do you want to read this one?
Oh, yes. Let me see it. Dokuga Mishima. Dokuga Mishima. I'm so sorry for butchering that name, but you are our next winner, so congratulations.
Congratulations. And our next winner, our third and final winner for the EU Switch code is Sorakev. Congratulations, Sorakev. So, again, we're going to be messaging you after the stream. Make sure your DMs are open right now so that we can message you later.
I'm going to slide into those DMs.
Yes, we're going to slide into those DMs. We'll message you. It'll come from our Square Enix account. Just a heads up. And I think we're ready to go back and show more of the game.
Whoop, whoop. So, you can start moving on through, but I want to just quickly mention, as I mentioned, this is Captain Levanter from the Sylphonian Expedition. He is one of the kind of like major NPCs of this game. He's a cool looking orc, and he's really fun, and he snorts, so.
He snorts. There he is,
veteran of the hunt.
They all get these cool little cut-ins, it's really cute. And so we came to him looking for Sanguinite, I believe, and he's now going to tell us spoilers. Okay, never mind, I'm not going to spoil, I'm just going to go through here. We're looking for treasure, that's right.
Cool, I saw someone mention they like how Eric is still left-handed. I do too, it's a nice little attention to detail, and as someone who is also left-handed, I always appreciate it.
Right, so Levanter was calling Sanguinite worthless. It is actually not worthless, it is quite very important in this game.
They just don't understand.
They don't understand.
They don't get it.
So there's a feeling Gale might have picked some up, and this is your favorite character, or one of your favorite characters, I believe you said.
Oh, Gale. Oh my gosh, she is adorable. I'm excited for you guys to meet her. She is super plucky, and she has a really cute little sidekick. Or partner, not sidekick.
So she's right up there, and we're going to make use of our fortes to get up there quickly, as long as I don't mess this up.
Wow, I wish I could jump that high.
I just love that the monsters are just here, like, hanging out.
I know, I like their little hats, too.
So Gale is right here.
And she just has the cutest outfit. I remember you. We met on the Souderhorn. We met her a little bit earlier. We didn't show that part of the playthrough because we wanted to make sure we were able to show off some of the game mechanics. So for when you're actually playing through the game yourselves, you will meet her a little bit earlier on. But yeah, Gail, and I believe her friend is called Ariella? I forget. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Intrepid young lady Gail.
Ariel.
Ariel. I was close.
So as she mentioned, she's part of the Sylphanian, Sylphanian
Expedition.
And so they're also looking for treasure, but they're more like the friendly bunch. There are not so friendly bunches later on.
Yes.
I could have said I'm here to see you. I should have picked that.
No, I mean, we're here to look for some treasure. We want to show off some of this fortune-finding mechanics, so it should be very fun.
All right, and so, sorry, I was speeding through, but she wanted a fight to fight over the Sanguinite. So we're just going to do that right now. So this is an example of the rival fights. And I believe later on, it's not so straightforward if you talk to someone or, like, it's, like, friendly like this.
Oh, I see some great questions in chat. Are there more monsters? Ignacia7 asks, are there more monsters to recruit than the total number of recruitable monsters your base can hold? I do not believe that there is a maximum number you can hold. Also, you won't reach the limit.
So someone asked, can you have multiple like duplicates of the same monster? You can.
Yes.
And it's actually like if you really like a certain monster, it's actually beneficial to do that because, as Flannery mentioned, they have different affinities to treasures. So if you really want to bring a certain monster type to like on all of your treasure hunts to different islands, then you want multiple copies to make sure that you hit that golden ratio.
Exactly. My favorite party combination was just a bunch of slimes. You can't really go wrong with all of them.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you can't use buddy bullets on these monsters because they are already under Gale's employ, basically. But so I'm just going to go through.
So when you're doing rival treasure gang battles, you are trying to capture the flag on the opposite side of the base over there, or field. You're able to actually try to pick it up right now, but the enemies are going to come and attack you, and if they attack you, then they will interrupt, and you will have to restart. So you're really kind of encouraged to obviously defeat all of the enemies before you remove the flag, because they are going to zero right in on you.
Even with that little health, there's only one monster left. The Drake is still interrupted. But yeah.
So the Retro Dagger asks, what kind of spells and skills do Eric and Mia have? So obviously, with the use of their dragon daggers, they're able to do melee attacks, but as Joshua mentioned, if you weren't able to tune in earlier, they're able to use their catapult to use pellets, and there's a variety of different pellets. There's support pellets that can heal your monsters in your party or, make monsters more recruitable, and there's physical damage pellets like spiky pellets or pebble pellets, or there's even elemental pellets like whoosh and crack and stuff like that give you ability to more elemental attacks.
Yeah, you can also buff your party and heal your party as well. Super handy, and it's nice that it pauses combat for you to give you time to select the right pellet and then target the right monster.
Exactly.
And so right now, Gale is introducing us to the Fortune Finder that we've been talking about this whole time. So she only gave us a very small bit of Sanguinite, but we're going to be using our treasure vision to find a larger piece of Sanguinite.
Because we need to get that the train station up and running.
Yeah. And so we're going to be using our Dragon Dagger to do that.
Hex CD says, do the monsters die forever if they lose? No.
Oh, it's not permadeath. Yeah.
No.
It is not. They're not permanently gone. No.
No.
So this is sort of the introductory sequence to the Fortune Finder.
Which is one of my favorite mechanics in the game, so I'm excited to dive right into this.
Yes. And so, as you mentioned, this is sort of the tutorial area, so we're only going to be able to do this for this one sequence, but after the tutorial sequence, you actually do this almost at any time when you're out in the real world, and you can find tons of treasure. Like, I think at the point that I'm at, I was able to hold like 8 pieces of treasure.
Yeah.
You can get just more and more.
Your monsters, and it's another reason, like I said, you're going to want to mess with the composition of your party, because different monsters have the ability to hold different amounts of treasure. I believe the orc can hold 2.
I think.
3?
Yeah.
And oh yeah, because they're bigger. And then I
bigger,
think
yeah.
slimes can hold 2. So you definitely want to switch things up. Or if you're trying to go for a quick run, you don't really want to have that much treasure. I don't know why you would want that, but you can get some more monsters that hold less treasure.
And so when you use the fortune finder, which is L and B, so sometimes this, like, I won't be able to do it if I'm not anywhere close to any treasure. But right now I'm kind of close.
Yes.
And so the compass will point me in the general direction. It won't point me to exactly where it is. So I just want to keep going in here. After traveling a bit, I want to do it again to make sure I'm still going in the right direction. It didn't change, so it shifted over.
Noticeable hint of treasure. We're getting close.
Getting close.
I heard some. Let's go. Night Rush 2 asks, what is Eric's MP used for? To heal himself. You can hold down the X button and he will heal himself.
So I'm actually at full health.
Yeah.
But when I take some damage, I'll show that off too. And so I totally don't already know where it is, but so it's actually in this area. So once I get close enough, which I believe almost there.
Almost
right
there.
Right here. And then now, there we go. So here the treasure is close at hand. Go on, give the fortune finder another whirl.
Ooh, so now we're getting into one of my favorite mechanics, as I've mentioned multiple times, the fortune finder ability. The reason I find this so fun is the treasure visions, as we're showing here, different, very depending on the monsters in your party. So like we've been saying this whole time, this game really encourages you to check out and try different types of monsters in your party. So the slimes are very close to the ground, but they have good vision, so they are able to see pretty accurately, but they're pretty low to the ground. Drakis obviously have a much wider range of vision, but obviously they are nighttime creatures, so they see in black and white.
Yes.
If you are playing as a Gigantus, or have a Gigantus in your party, they only have one eye, so they have pretty poor vision, so while they have, obviously they can see a lot higher up, it's gonna be a little bit blurry, so.
And so, I kind of want to interrupt this. I really want to recruit are these called armors?
Heartless armor.
Restless armors.
Restless armor.
I want to recruit them because their sight is hilarious. So right now we only see 2 types, where we see the Drakis basically colorblind, and the slime is just sort of normal vision. Theirs is like one of my favorites. So I believe we might be able to, let's see if I can recruit one of them. The other thing is, to recruit them, you will need a certain type of resource, and hopefully I gathered that. If not, we'll just, I guess, not recruit them.
Cool, and while you're recruiting them, let's see. I saw someone ask if the monsters will level up only at the home base or on the field. They'll level up on the field alongside you, so you don't have to go back to base to level up your monsters. If they're gaining experience, they will level up.
And so I did get that restless armor. I don't remember what material they needed exactly. I'm just gonna hope.
I mean, that's the fun of it. Every single monster, like, they have different requirements to be recruited, so it's always kind of fun to see what you're able to recruit when you're back at the home base. One thing to note, back at the home base, let's say you're at the personnel department and Miss Cecily is showing you a monster you really want to recruit, like you want to recruit that restless armor, but you don't have the resources required to actually recruit them. You are able to actually favorite some of the monsters on your personnel and recruitment screen. I believe.
Yes.
No, so what I believe you can only have, I think, 12 recruitable monsters in the personnel department, and if you scout more monsters on the field, they'll slowly replace the ones in the personnel department. So you can favorite a monster to ensure that it doesn't get replaced, and once you have the materials, you'll be able to recruit them. So
I'm just gonna hope that I got the right material. I know I can get the one for the, it was the Ham Shamwich. That was the one I really want to show off.
yeah.
But, so right now I'm doing retreat. So there's actually another way to return to base, and how could we do that? Not here.
So one of the ways you can return to base is by using the flea mechanic or the Chimera Wing.
And so yeah, the flea is the one that I have unlocked right now, and that will, if I had picked up any treasure, specifically from like the treasure chests, I would lose them, I believe. But if you use the Chimera Wing, you keep them.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's why Chimera Wings are super powerful in this game, because let's say you're low on HP and MP and you need to just get back to base, but you have a long way to go until the next train station. You can just whisk yourself and fly right back to base with all your treasure in hand.
And so this is Miss Cecily, and these are the ones I can recruit. Guard, I can't recruit him, but I can recruit one of the
I love the names.
What are they called? Shamhatwich.
Close. Don't worry about it. Like you said, you're new to the GQ series, but we've got a new fan.
So These ones. So let's see. Do they show? I don't think maybe at this point they don't show which affinity they have for the golden ratio, but they have a cute little recruit animation.
It's so cute. I love the Sham Hatwitch.
Another reason why, and also they have different names. You see, you've got Hoggles and Bratty. Another reason I really like the. I already forgot. Sham
Hatwitch.
Sham Hatwitch is they have a forte called, it's not launch, there we go, sprint. So this will carry you around faster, and it is really fast. It is probably
very
my favorite
convenient.
Forte. And so we're gonna go back now, and now that we have the sprint forte, we can do that. Actually, let's recruit a couple. I think we can recruit, one other one. Let me double check. We get the orc, right?
Yeah, let's see. Do we replace Isabella or Gunther?
I think we already replaced Gunther.
Oh, we already replaced Gunther.
So
Gunther's out. Gunther's old news.
And so, if I remember correctly, the orc Stabba, I like the name Stabba, they can scan, which helps them find like gathering spots.
Yeah, basically when you're on the field and you need to gather like materials and stuff, you can use the scan ability, and it just kind of makes the the gatherable materials sparkle a bit. It makes them highlight a different color, so they're more easy to find. Mm-hmm. It's really useful when you're looking for a specific item for a quest. It won't show you what those areas, the gather areas will give you, but it'll just highlight them so they're easier to find. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes they can be sneaky.
Yeah, and as you could tell, so much is hidden around the world.
Yes.
In Draconia. It is very easy to miss them.
It's really fun because I remember going through the same path 2 different times, and every single time I explored it, was a little bit different. I went left that first time, right the second time, and you just kind of find new and exciting new things to explore.
Yeah. So once we get in here, I'm immediately going to show Hoggles' forte. So that's sprint. So get ready. Get ready. We are riding in their hat, and this is how much faster I move. Another benefit is you can pick up gathering spots without crouching down to pick them up. You go super fast. Look at little Hoggles go.
He's so fast we can't even keep him on screen.
And I don't have glide anymore, so I'm gonna try to avoid fall damage.
Hey, we can heal ourselves if you get some fall damage. So
that is true. Let me go ahead and do that. As long as there isn't a monster at the bottom of the cliff to attack me. So you can actually, I believe, survive all fall damage. Let me get out of combat because I did not test this, and I do not want to get a game over on stream. You take a little fall damage.
I think we're safe. I think it's pretty forgiving, but there definitely is fall damage in the game.
There is fall damage. Let me try leaking.
Nintendo Fan 37, the orc has the scan ability, which allows you to basically highlight, right here. And you see right there behind there, normally we couldn't see that because obviously it's behind a wall. So now it just kind of highlights where those are and makes them a little bit sparkly. We all love sparkles. And it makes it easier to find. So it's super useful when you're looking for quest materials in a certain area.
We're gonna zoom over now, back to where we were. There's treasure close by.
So the Nate's World asks, does Treasures have Queen and Princess slimes? I have seen Queen slimes. I don't know if I've seen Princess slimes, but I also haven't finished the game, so we will find out on this journey together.
So here is Hoggles' vision. It's not very useful. So it is very true to how they would see things. And I don't know how to describe this. This is like some type of, I don't know if it's...
Thermal?
I don't know. They have thermal vision or thermal vision. I don't know, but
don't quote me on that.
Different monsters have different types of vision. I like the armor is because you actually see the grates in front of its helm, and it also kind of obstructs you. But yeah, this is kind of posterized. Is that what the official name is?
I do not know the official name, so
it's just super cute seeing all the different looks, and just for the sake of time, I'm gonna show where the treasure is.
Perfect.
So we can confirm again, it is around this block, boulder rather.
So Dane Magus asks, is there post-game content like there was in Dragon Quest XI? I wonder. I guess we will have to find out together.
I believe.
So I got another great question from Ignacia. You've coming in with great questions today. Are there skill attacks and combination attacks? So there is something called a monster medley. Basically, you can link up monsters' attack abilities, and you're able to chain them with your attacks and dish out a lot of damage. Yeah, monster medleys are a great way to get that HP of your enemy down really quickly.
Yes, and monster medleys, you'll see some abilities pop up on the bottom left of the screen. Over there, I guess. Bottom left of the screen. And as Eric or Mia, you want to use... It depends. Sometimes I think you want to use pellets, like elemental pellets. Sometimes you want to use your basic attack combo. And then if you string those together properly, you have to react to your monster allies. If you react timingly, at the right time, then you'll do a lot more damage. Yep. I have not mastered it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So if it happens on stream, it will be completely by accident.
Organic content.
Organic content, yes. And so we did find that Sanguinite, and so that's maybe why I should have kept Glide. So you can actually use Glide like this. Pretend that Eric is hanging on to that Draki there. You can actually use it to ride. I can quickly switch over to a Draki to show that, but you can use it to traverse like the wind currents very quickly.
Buddha Boya asked, do Eric and Mia play differently, or is it completely cosmetic? They play the exact same. It's cosmetic. It's if you want to play as Eric, you can play as Eric. Yeah. If you want to play as Mia, you can play as Mia. And as we mentioned previously, but just in case you weren't on the stream, you can switch out between Eric and Mia freely at the home base. Yeah. You can't change out when you're in the field, but when you go back to home base, you can swap between them whenever you want. So
that way, you don't feel like you're restricted to playing one of the siblings because you prefer their playstyle. This just gives a little more freedom.
Let's see, are there any other great questions in chat I can answer? Let's see. Are there any, Gothis666 asks, are there any online features? There's not multiplayer features, but there are online features. Basically, you can send, if you have like a treasure you're super proud of finding, like let's say you find a really cool legacy treasure, you can send a monster to your friend's base and give them a replica. There's also ways to hide a treasure on the field, and then you can send like a little treasure hunting mission to your friends. For the exact details on the mechanics, we actually posted a blog on Monday written by the amazing Duncan, who writes all of our blog content at Square Enix. It kind of details all of the online features, so if anyone has any questions that I, with my very clear explanation, cannot answer, please check out our blog because he listed it out super well.
I did see a couple people in chat typing sweepstakes. It's not open yet, but we do still have our North American sweepstakes, or North American code sweepstakes. We're going to be doing that in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it'll be happening towards the end of the stream.
Yeah. Let's see.
Actually, great question. I'm so sorry to jump in right now. But Dion Mitt asks, are the treasure always in the same spot, or does it become a random later in the game? So treasure is not all in the same spot. As you can see, treasure isn't sitting on the field. I mean, there are some boxes on the field, but the treasure will vary every time you run through the game, depending on your monster composition, what you're more likely to find, if your golden ratio is higher or lower. But yeah, the treasure is not always in the same spot every single run through. So if you find it under a cliff in one run, the next time you play through that same area, there might not be the same treasure chest.
Yeah. So just to clarify, so the treasure chest that I saw over there, I believe those are fixed. But when we use the fortune finder, those are the ones that are like randomized.
Apologies.
So we were only able to show the one here because this is sort of the tutorial sequence.
Yes.
But in the full game, like I could get a notification right now, like use the fortune finder, and then it might be over there. From the hours I've played after this area, it just happens randomly for the usual treasures. For the story sequence treasures, I don't know because I haven't gotten that far yet. You'll just have to play and find out. But generally, those treasures that I did like right now are randomized, and that is why you can just keep exploring. Even if you've explored this area before, you can find a new place that treasure's been hidden. It's super fun and refreshing. It doesn't feel like, okay, I've been here once before, I never have to come back.
Yeah.
It's still a reason to come back.
Yeah, I think the replayability of the different areas makes this really fun because you can kind of just explore, and every single run will be a little bit different.
And then the treasures are going to be different too. Like Flannery mentioned before, you'll get treasures that might reference past games. I think all of them actually reference past Dragon Quest games. And so it's for someone like me, sorry again, that hasn't played the Dragon Quest games, I'm sort of curious about like who are these like armor pieces for. I think one of them was like
Mr. Muddimer.
No, not Mr. Muddimer. The armor was like Mudrick's armor or something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was a spoiler, but yeah. So like, who is Mudgik? I'm really curious now. This is a really weird name. So,
Yeah. I guess I'd have to see what treasure you're referring to because there is a lot of treasure in this game. Let me tell you, there's a lot of treasure for you to find. So we could be thinking of two different ones. Oh, this is a great little mechanic to show right here. The crouching. Oh, it wasn't a forte ability.
It wasn't a forte. So in this opening area, there isn't one. So let me just go ahead and actually get those two monsters that I didn't have before. The stealth one, and I can show the Draki if you
cool.
have time. But so stealth. I hope I have the material to recruit. I don't remember.
Hey, we'll find out together.
We'll find out.
But yeah, the stealth ability is really cool. If we are not able to show it off, it basically helps you kind of like. I guess we'll see if we can recruit the monster first. Let's not spoil the surprise.
And so actually we can get either one of these. These are both stealth. Do you guys want Muckingham or Ebony or Shadwell?
Have you decided?
Let's see. So they all have the stealth ability. I don't think it actually shows here. Muck. I see Muckingham.
It's a cool name.
Shadwell, we're tied. We're going with Muckingham.
I like it.
We're going with Muckingham.
It's a good name. That's a high five I definitely want to give.
Oh, speaking of these, was it Muddy Hand? I think that's what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Muddy Hand, we didn't show off the other member of the Draconian, was it Draconian Railway?
The Trans-Draconia Railway Company.
This guy right here, Mr. Muddimer. This is who you talk to reorganize the party. This is also where you'll be able to do dispatching, where you can send monsters off to find treasure on their own. At this point, we're only able to reorganize, but yeah, that's Mr. Muddimer.
But yeah, I'm excited to show off that ability. I'm glad we were able to recruit it, and I didn't spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think actually, while we're doing this, we can actually start the next giveaway, and I'll keep playing while we're doing this. So we're gonna open up the sweepstakes very shortly. Please wait until I give the okay. I'm gonna get a thumbs up first before we open up the sweepstakes for the North American switch code. Okay, it is open right now, so please type in #sweepstakes.
Good luck, everyone. Reminder, this is for the North American codes.
Yes, the North American codes. We're going to be picking 4 winners. 4 winners. And then we're going to be picking those winners and then messaging you at the end of the stream, or shortly after the stream. All right, seeing everyone type in sweepstakes. Good, good. So let's show off the stealth ability.
One of the most fun abilities. And we are sneaky, and we are going to be able to hide from monsters. So yeah, monsters won't find you in this state. So if you really need to run and you have a monster with the stealth ability, you're able to kind of sneak away. But even more exciting than that is if you are on the field, in some of the locations you can crouch and get under, but there are some locations that require you to have the stealth ability to access them. So sometimes you'll be able to go in if you have them, but sometimes you'll be, oh darn it, I wish I had you'll have to go back and see what's in store.
And so I believe this area doesn't have that kind of hidden treasure, but so it's like a super stealth, a super crouch, basically. But here's showing off hiding from monsters. So they actually, the way it works is they can't attack you, is the way it works.
That's right. Sorry, I totally misspoke there.
They'll still notice you. I mean, they see this little black puddle in the ground.
My bad, I misspoke. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah. But a really cool thing, which I've not shown off, are Unleashing the Dragon.
Yes.
What is Unleashing the Dragon, Tyler?
So for Eric and Mia, when you unleash the dragon, you basically get like a boost to your speed and your physical abilities, and so you can dish out a lot of damage.
So you see that gauge on the bottom left with 3. So when I unleash the dragon, he powers up, and he will move and attack super quickly. Even his catapult, I believe, will go a little faster.
And it deals a little bit more damage.
Deals quite a bit more damage, yeah. And not only can you unleash the dragon for Eric and Mia, you can also unleash the dragon for your monsters.
Oh, and the abilities are super fun.
They're super fun. So let me go ahead and find some ferocious slimes here, because I'm definitely going to need this ability to take them out. Might not be able to otherwise. So let's use Uzabellas.
Yeah. Good choice. Isabella is my favorite. She is the cutest of the cutie slimes. Nice, and we got a level up for Muckingham.
Nice.
Good job, Muckingham.
And so those will also use some of your gauge on the bottom left for one. So you can mix and match. You can, if you have 3 gauges, you can use all of them for all of your monsters.
Yeah.
Let's use one for Tracky.
And while we're still showing some gameplay on stream, make sure that if you're in NA, you can still try to enter the sweepstakes. So we should be reading out the name shortly.
That was Star Shower from our Draki Vampala. And let's go off and show Muckingham's. Actually, do I have a gauge? I think I don't have one more dragon gauge.
Oh no.
So we're gonna be picking winners in 1 to 2 minutes. So if you haven't already, be sure to type in hashtag sweepstakes. And if you haven't checked the rules, you can either check the pinned message or type in !point rules to make sure you're eligible. Again, this is North American codes. North American codes only. And we did already do our EU giveaway, unfortunately. So if you missed out on that, I'm sorry.
So this is just one of the areas of Draconia, the Paternogon, obviously. This is the area we're showing off today. There are a lot of different other regions that we've mentioned.
Yes.
If you zoom out, I believe you can kind of get a glimpse
Keep
to
going,
all of them.
keep going.
So you have the mainland, Cinderback Ridge, the Hindquarters, and the Wing-Swept Moors.
Yes.
And Eggshell Island is your home base. So I'm not going to, if you want more information, we obviously have more information on our social media channels and on our blogs. But I don't want to spoil too much about these cool areas. So if you want to see what they have in store, you can find out for yourself. But I've got to say, the world is super interesting. And I like the design of it overall. It's been, personally for me, very fun to explore and kind of get lost in the
Definitely,
islands
yeah.
of Draconia.
And at least for the Paternogon, the island that we're on right now, there are multiple levels. So it's possible that maybe the other islands have multiple levels. I haven't gotten far enough, so I don't have an answer to that. But so there's even more areas to explore that aren't necessarily shown immediately on this map. But yeah, it is. Yeah, when I was playing, I just kept finding new areas, getting lost, trying to fill out my map. There's just so much. It's easy to get distracted by all the different treasures.
All right. Are we ready to announce some of the winners?
Yeah, I think we can announce our winners. So we are ending the sweepstakes right now. So if you haven't already ended it, I'm sorry. We are picking our winners right now. Drum roll as we pick our winners.
I'm doing a drum roll. You can't see it, but... All right.
So our first one. Go ahead.
All right. Our first winner is Dark Bang the First.
Congratulations, Dark Bang the First.
Or Dark Bang First, but I'm just putting the in there for
yeah,
flavor text.
Dark Bang underscore. Oh, sorry, it's Dark Bang underscore, not first. First
Oh.
is the first winner.
Oh, geez, sorry.
We
been a long
made
day.
that mistake today. Second winner is Sadib 100. Congratulations, Sadib 100. And got 2 more winners to pick. Our next one is.
All right. Our next winner is Velvet Luca. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And 1 more winner.
You got the last one.
Yes. The final winner. Oh, wow. Final Hana. How appropriate that the final winner is Final Hana. Congratulations. So, congratulations to all of our winners, including those from the EU sweepstakes earlier. We are going to be messaging you after the stream, coming from our Square Enix Twitch account. Make sure that your DMs are open. And then, as we mentioned earlier, those codes will be given out on December 9th after the game is released. So it's going to be two contacts from us.
So there's still some time to pre-order the game if you guys haven't done so already on the Nintendo Switch. Our pre-order bonus items are 5 Chimera Wings, which, as we mentioned, whisk you away back to the home base without losing your treasure. 15 Better Buddy Bullets, which allow you to recruit monsters more successfully. And then 15 Full Heal Pellets, which full heal your monsters.
Nice. So I got the 1 gauge, so now I'm going to show off Muckingham's unleashing his dragon? I don't know what you're called.
Everyone has a little bit of dragon in there.
He's what was it? It was showing his wild side.
His wild side.
Showing his wild
And I think
side.
that'd be a great place to end things off for the
Yeah.
day. Let's find some enemies.
I've
You've cleared the field.
I have cleaned the field.
But let's see if there's any other great questions in chat for me to answer. Do the monsters you recruit hang out at home base? The monsters you recruit will be at the home base. I don't know if they have. I don't think you talk to them and stuff, but they'll be hanging out around the base
Yeah.
and they'll be hanging about, welcoming you back when you're getting back from the train. So, all right, let's show his wild side. That's awesome.
Thumbs up. Gets golden. Gold crush. Bam.
Ouch.
Ouch. This poor ham sandwich or whatever the name is.
Sham Hatwitch.
Sham Hatwitch. I think there are ham sandwiches though. Yes?
Guess you'll have to play to find out.
You'll just have to play to find out. So I think with that, we can end for here. So this is very early in the game. So much more opens that we talked about before. For example, there are dispatching your monsters, there's crafting, there's cooking actually. There are the gang network, I believe is what it's called, where you hide treasures from other players online, and you go ahead and find those treasures. Whole bunch of stuff that we weren't able to show on the stream, so you'll just have to play to experience it. It is so fun. Coming from a non-Dragon Quest player like myself, I am having a blast. I'm not saying that because I'm a Square Enix employee. I'm actually really enjoying
And coming from an actual Dragon Quest player who's played Dragon Quest 11, no, I'm just kidding. It is still very fun. It has a lot of the charm of the Dragon Quest series, as you guys have seen. It's a really fun spin-off title, and we're excited for you guys to check it out.
Yeah. And so I think with that, we are ready to end. Some things to end on. So we mentioned already, it's coming up for on Nintendo Switch on December 9th.
Yep.
You can pre-order now to get some bonus items that will help you out, like the Better Buddy bullets to recruit monsters a little more easily. Some other things. There's also a deluxe edition, I believe, which includes...
Yeah, so the deluxe edition includes a Ruby Golem. It includes 3 unique monsters, the Ruby Golem, the Great Saber Cat, and the Icy Dragling. As we mentioned, the Dragling is a new monster to the Dragon Quest series, and it's very cute. It's a little tiny dragon. And you also get 15 Best Buddy bullets, which are even better than the Better Buddy bullets. And you get some Omni Heal bombs, which are even better than your Full Heal pellets.
Nice. All right, and so before we end, also, we do have a stream coming up we are going to be there, I think. Neither of us are going to be there. But it is going to be for the Final Fantasy trading card game on December 9th. Do we have a time? A day yet? 11? It sounds like, okay, so it's going to be at 11 Pacific time. There'll be more details on our social channels. Be sure to check that out. But with that, we are going to end for the day.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. Congratulations again to our wrapper winners. Again, make sure your DMs are open. I have to remind you because there's always someone who forgets that they have to turn it on and turn it off. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining our Dragon Quest Treasure stream. This has been a blast.
It was super fun. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you for all the great questions and participation.
And so hope you all have a good day. I'm sorry.
You had to. It was perfect. Becoming a true Dragon Quest fan already.
Yes. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.